Just want to give you guys another update on the 1973 Charger project. I know we haven't been videoing the Charger project as much lately. We've been focusing on some of our other projects over there. But nothing's really changed on the interior side of things. One major thing that we've done to improve the car is, as you can see, brand new gas tank. Brand new lines that are connecting to the gas tank, the rubber lines from the main hard lines to the tank. And the gas gauge might actually work now, because I got the wire hooked up properly, but I don't know for sure. And then another thing, got the Edelbrock carburetor off of it. It was running okay, but then it started to kind of stumble and fail, and I didn't know if it was the carburetor or if it was something else. Now we swapped out for this brand new out of the box Holley Quick Fuel. Just did a quick tune on that. Just the standard idle mixture screws out for the basic tune of 1.5 turns. And it ran for a few minutes, and then it started to stumble and fail, and it's been determined that it was the engine's fault, not the carburetor. As you can see, I got a couple marks on the distributor. We've been messing around with adjusting with timing and everything else to see if we can get it to run properly. And obviously, due to the fact that this is all torn apart, we did not get it to work. So, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of slack in the timing chain. So, I've got a brand new timing chain coming at, I think, 8 a.m. tomorrow. So that'll be our project for the morning. And obviously gotta get the timing chain cover back on, gotta get the water pump back on, gotta bolt the alternator back up into place, and then also the harmonic balancer. And then gotta get the power steering and a couple other little things. And these hoses hooked back up to the water pump, which will be located right around there. And that's pretty much it for the front end of the engine. And got new fuel filter inline hooked up and everything else. And the reason we swapped the gas tank was because we realized after putting a filter on, it immediately clogged it. There was rust and dirt and everything else in the fuel lines and in the tank. And I just didn't believe that it was something that we could just wash out and use. So we opted to go with a replacement tank. Got it off eBay. It seems to be what it's supposed to be. And a new sending unit as well. The tank was around $150, and it seems to be of good quality. I mean, I don't really know how you can mess up a gas tank, but I suppose there's probably a way. And brand new sending unit, which came with the grommet and everything. And that went in nicely. The installation was fairly smooth. I'd never done a gas tank in one of these before, so it was a little bit of a learning curve. But, like I say, that was done. And the exhaust, I think I told you in the last video, is hooked up all the way to the rear end area. And then I've got a guy down the road that does a lot of exhaust stuff that I'm going to bring this up to, and he's going to just weld the tailpipes in and maybe do some minor adjustments. And it does have an exhaust leak on the driver's side, and he's going to look at that. He probably just needs minor adjustment that we weren't paying maximum attention to. But other than that, not a whole lot left to do on the car. As you can see, got the hood back on. That went fairly smooth. Adjusted it so it fits a little bit better. Before it was high in the back. It would sit up here, and you would have to push it down in order for it to sit flat. And it did sit okay, but it is a lot better now. If I didn't have tools everywhere, I'd close it and show you. But overall, we're doing okay on it. Just slow progress because, like, on the gas tank, we had to wait for it to be shipped, and then we, with our spare time before we knew about the whole timing chain problem, we started on the 71 satellite project. And if you're wanting to see that, I've got a few videos up on that and posting more every week, every few times a week about that project. And this one is nearing the end. Might do a little bit more on the paint. I might, just to smooth it out, I might wet sand the roof. I know it is rusty, but it'll make it look and obviously feel a lot nicer. I mean, you can hear the rough texture of that versus I'll show you a spot that I did on this car was just right in here. It's just really nice and smooth, and it's not rough and aggressive. And like I said in the previous videos, once this car is done, it will be going for sale. So I do have to keep that in mind. There's plenty of work that the next owner is going to have, but it's going to be a great project car for somebody. Like the brake lights need to be addressed. The turn signals don't always work. They sometimes work, which is kind of weird. And a couple other little things, probably button up a couple of wires here and there. And I don't know how many of the gauges work. And someone can probably replace that crappy aftermarket shifter if they want something a little better. Or maybe they'll turn it back into a column shift. Or maybe they'll put a console in it. An actual real console setup. But that's our plan for tomorrow morning. We're going to button this up. We're going to get the timing chain replaced and move forward on this. And real quick, without going into depth of what exactly is going on everywhere, we're going to get more progress done on that 71 satellite. Just swapped the rear end on that. I have a video, I talked about that. And over here, corresponding to that, working on the 383 budget build for that car. Talked to my engine builder today. Got a cam picked out. I'll give you guys some details on that if you're interested in that kind of mini series I'm doing. But a couple things left on this, then it'll be going for sale. It's going to be kind of a quick deal. It's going to be for sale local for probably a week to 10 days. And after that, it's going to go public, or more public, on eBay and everything else. And we're going to shoot for running driving. We're going to shoot for around $15,000 starting price, because we have done a lot of work to the car. And it is original paint, and it actually shines halfway decent. It's still, we're going to do some more buffing and polishing. So, and brand new tires on it, brand new carpet, a lot of interior work. And I don't know if I mentioned this in any of the videos prior, but this is actually a very rare car. There is only, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe 703 1973 Charger 440 cars. And I believe, well, I know this for a fact because I saw the original production sheets. There's only 26 as a coupe with the rear window glass not rolling down. And that might not seem like a crazy option or this crazy rare thing, but it's just kind of an oddball. And it was an oddball from the factory. It was a 440 automatic. You can see it has air conditioning set up. It's not going to go on it when we sell it, but it's there as an option. Rally dash, bench seat, column shift, 8 3/4, 323 open rear end, and it's all original paint. So, and it's a coupe, so it's the low class. You can see this area here on the door panel is black, and it's not the typical wood grain like they would be. So that's kind of an odd, unique thing. It would have been wood grain, like some of this interior here, there's that wood grain lower section. So just a fun, weird car. And you don't just find them every day in original paint that aren't rusted out. And don't get me wrong, it's not a 1968 to 1970 Charger. I get that. I understand that. But forget the fact of what the car is as a badge. Where do you find a car that is 47 years old, that is original paint, that even though it's got dents and dings here and there and some surface rust, that still shines like this and isn't rusted out? So, any of you that are thinking about commenting, $15,000, that's insane, you're crazy, you're on this or that, just think about what I'm saying and feel free. Comment. Yes, no, comment anything you want to see about this, because there's probably only 2 more videos on this car before it's going to be gone. So 2 or 3 more videos going over some stuff with it. But it's been a fun car, but it's definitely been a big pain in the butt and an even bigger learning experience. So I guess that's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.